Hello, everyone, and welcome to Animerium. Today, I want to talk about the 5 theories of what the One Piece might be. This is the biggest mystery that keeps the show running. The whole story has been subtracted to only 4 indestructible pieces, which are poneglyphs, and only one man has been closer than everyone. His name was Whitebeard, but he decided to reject this information from Gold D. Roger. Now, the first theory we are going to explore is the lost history. This is the information about what happened during the Void Century. Now, what about if the Straw Hat Pirates get to Raftel and the only thing they discover is that the One Piece is the story that was lost during the Void Century? What would this mean for the entire world? So far, we know that the world government is trying to keep this information away from everyone. The story has given us hints that if everyone knows about the Void Century, the whole world government might be in trouble. People will start realizing that the government is trying to control them, and many people would start joining to the revolutionary army. It would mean the end for the world government. Now, I don't know how this would help every one of the Straw Hat Pirates achieve their goals, but for sure it would make the whole world free from the world government. Now, if the world government was to fall, it would mean a whole anarchy throughout the world, and it would mean a whole new era. If this is what the One Piece would mean, I think it would be better if the Straw Hats achieve their goals before that. It will change everything around, and I don't know if I would like or enjoy the story anymore. Continuing with the next theory. What about if it is a treasure? Now, for sure, we know the only one person would enjoy this, and is Nami. But I don't think the whole rest of the crew will be fulfilled if they find just a treasure. For sure, there is a lot of things that money can buy, but this almost 20 years of watching the show and the whole story would be like meaningless if it ends up being just gold or just jewelry and treasure. Now, let's move on to the next theory that has been very popular for a while now. This theory is like this, and I'm going to speculate with my own imagination on this. We know there is something that is called the Red Line. These are mountains that separate the whole world into 2 pieces. What this theory explains is that if these mountains were not in existence, all the East and West Blue would join together, forming One Piece. What I want to speculate about these mountains is, what about if the whole world government made these mountains to maintain control? So far, we know that they are the only ones who don't have trouble traveling everywhere in the whole world. Now, we know that the pirates go to Fishman Island, and there is a path under the Red Line or the mountains to go to the next site, and that's how they travel. Now, there is a problem with this. It is very dangerous. What about if the Straw Hats find a weapon or something that actually destroys these mountains? It would make sense for Sanji finding the All Blue. Now, this is where I started speculating a lot. What about if Sanji found this information about the All Blue in the books he was reading? We know that Sanji had this dream before he met his boss, and we know that the topic of the All Blue is something that the chefs talk about each other. Here is the thing. What about if the All Blue was a place that exists before the Red Line, not realizing that it was where the Red Line is now? And it kept passing from chef to chef through centuries, and it was written into cooking books as a mystery, just to spice things up. The other member of the crew who would find this beneficial would be Brook, because he would meet up again with Baboon, the whale. For sure, with Luffy, he will be really free because he would be able to travel around all the 4 seas. Also, it would become beneficial for other members of the crew. I just don't think how, but I think somehow it would. Moving to the next theory. The end of the pirate era. This would be theory number 4. There is something very interesting about the straw hat that Luffy has. We know that Gold D. Roger wore this hat before, and then he passed it to Shanks. who passed it to Luffy. What about if Luffy does the same thing that Gold D. Roger did? What the pirate Roger did was that he inspired a new generation. This launched many souls that were thirst for adventure. And we know later on that Whitebeard, in his honor, re-inspired all these pirates by saying that the One Piece exists. What would happen after Luffy finds the One Piece? What about he finds it and puts it somewhere else and inspire the next generation? This would keep the dreams of the adventure floating in the story. And this is the reason what he will be called the King of the Pirates. And finally, the theory number 5, enlightenment. What about if what Luffy finds in Raftel is simple, it's just a note saying you made it here. You finished the journey and you conquered the Grand Line. And the whole meaning of the One Piece is that you feel yourself in one piece after you finish the whole journey. Of course, this is very philosophical, but just think about it. It would make sense. The whole crew will be fulfilling their dreams through the journey. Sanji would find the All Blue, and Roronoa Zoro would become the strongest swordsman in the whole world. Chopper would become the best doctor in the whole world. Robin would find the whole story of the Void Century. Brook will meet up again with Baboon, the whale. Nami would find a treasure. And Frankie would have created a ship that will have to stand itself against countless battles. Thank you for watching this video. Please give a like if you enjoy it and subscribe if you want more videos of anime. This is Animerium and see ya next time.